Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Checkpoint Corner. I'm your host, Ryan. Welcome back to our video game podcast. And I've got the boys with me here, Tyler and Matherin.
Hello.
Sorry, we're a little rusty because you might have noticed we've been away for a couple weeks, unexpectedly. We have some explaining to do.
Yeah, Ryan died and we had to revive him. It was a whole side quest.
It's true, I did die. No, I was done and lost the recording, and then I got sick the second week, so. But we're back now.
Yep.
Yeah. Ready to talk. I guess we'll be talking about sequels this week.
Yeah, sequel September.
I guess.
Yeah, we had a whole thing planned for a sequel September, and now that we're running out of September, it's,
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of news that happened, everyone, during our 2-week break.
Yeah.
So there's a State of Play and a Nintendo Direct on the same day, actually. Very cute of them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll go through the State of Play first, but just some big things. There were some little games. A lot of Japanese stuff was shown. I guess that makes sense.
There's actually a little bit of Silk Song shown.
Was there?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Oh no, what it was is...
Because I watched the State of Play. I didn't watch the Nintendo Direct.
I didn't, but... I didn't watch either, but I did see on Twitter... PlayStation announced Silk Song coming to PlayStation now for some reason, and they showed off a bunch of new screenshots, and there's a little bit of controversy in the Hollow Knight community.
No, the Hollow Knight community has rumbles, you say?
Well, it's like the screenshots, like the lighting and shading looks different from the original
Do you think
screenshots.
this might be downgraded?
I don't think it's downgraded. I just think it's changed their mind. And arenas look different. I don't know if they're like... Maybe it's like the second stake in a boss or something that changes the arena, but... Yeah, so people have been saying like, oh, the older ones look better, or the newer ones look better.
Yeah, but that happens all the time in video games.
Yeah.
Art design changes and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll be fine once it comes out. But yeah, in the State of Play, there was Tekken 8 was the one that got released, or not released, was revealed at the very start. So that's exciting for all you Tekken fans out there.
Yippee.
I think they've been waiting for it. But Like a Dragon Ishin it's coming to the West. Well, this is a remake, so the West is getting this game because I guess it's already in Japan.
It's a remake of a game
I
that's
assume
only in Japan.
I don't know if it's like Yakuza Ishin, because I guess in the West now Yakuza is just called Like a Dragon.
Oh, really?
Really?
I guess so. Now that's being kind of westernized and ported over and stuff.
Interesting.
So I guess that's what's happening there.
Yeah.
And then this was kind of surprising, but Team Ninja showed off one of the game they're working on called Rise of the Ronin, because they've got that Wo-Long Fallen Dynasty game, which is more like Neo, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, did Team Ninja make that?
The
Wo-Long?
Wo-Long, yeah.
Oh.
That was one. But yeah, then they announced Rise of the Ronin, and it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like its more modern-ish take on like the weapons and combat.
Yeah, I don't remember the trailer because the State of Play was a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end, they showed a God of War story trailer. Did you all see that?
I saw that they showed something, I think.
It's got me really excited. The ending is pretty cool when he throws his mighty axe at Thor. Thor throws his mighty hammer.
Yeah. I kind of like don't want to watch anything about Ragnarok.
Yeah, with trailers like that, I kind of avoid. But I was watching State of Play. I was like, "This is cool," and it got me more excited for the game.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Nice.
I guess it did its job then.
Before we get to the Nintendo Direct, that was all I really wanted to mention about the State of Play really quick. I'm sure there was at least some small things. I think there was this one game that like got a new title, but it was, I don't know, it looked kind of cool, but whatever. I don't remember what it's called. It was like Cyberblade or something generic like that.
Yeah.
But so Assassin's Creed announced like 3 games, I guess. There's Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is the next one.
Yeah.
And that one's going to take it back to like the roots or whatever. You know, I feel like they always say that.
Yeah.
These games, but that one, I don't know if that one's going to be like, it's not going to focus on like the open world and stuff like that. So it's going to be a more linear kind of original Assassin's Creed. And then they've got, they don't have titles for these names, but there's Codename Red and Codename Hex or Hex. I don't know. But Codename Red, I guess, is going to be the one after Mirage. And that's going to be set in like Japan. And you're going to be playing as like
Shinobi.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's
Yeah.
what people wanted for a long time.
I mean, it makes sense,
Yeah.
but
And then
you know.
the other one didn't get shown too much, but there's like a Blair Witch looking thing
Hmm.
Oh,
in the
what?
trailer, and then I don't know. I don't really follow the Assassin's Creed game, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we'll see how those go when we get
Yeah.
more trailers and stuff.
You know what? We completely forgot we're so rusty at this. What are we playing?
Oh yeah, we'll do that
Oh.
after the news.
Okay.
Screw it, we're switching things up, guys.
Oh, boy.
We forgot how to podcast for a second. For a couple weeks. So Nintendo Direct, anyone?
No.
Oh yeah, the Nintendo Direct where they showed off 1,000,000 Square Enix games.
Yeah. There wasn't anything too exciting except, well, we got Breath of the Wild 2, Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I did see
Yes.
that. Very cool. Very
That looks
It
exciting.
very-
looks so good.
Very good. Let me just look up stuff in case I miss anything. Do you have anything to say about that, Matherin, since you're kind of the Breath of the Wild guy?
It looks like they're keeping the original map and then just adding on to it, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So there's probably going to be a much bigger world in this, even though half of it is probably like the same, but there's definitely going to be new stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean that might be weird because like same map, so you have to go and re-explore what you already explored. I'm sure they'll add new like items
Yeah,
and
yeah.
places and
Yeah, just new things in general, yeah. But when the music swelled and it started playing, yeah, that really got me excited for it.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see where they're taking it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty exciting. I think there was a release date too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that,
was
it?
that was like the big part of the trailers in May 12th.
Yeah.
Is when it's being released, which is around my
Oh.
birthday.
Wow.
So if you guys want to give me a present, that's what ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like this. I didn't see because I didn't watch this one, but Fatal Frame: Mask of the Lunar Eclipse is coming to the West. That's cool. I like Fatal Frame
Oh.
games.
Nice.
I don't know if
nice.
that's one of the good ones. Probably not. Pikmin 4 got announced.
Yes, Pikmin 4.
Is it like an actual Pigman game?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it says Pikmin 4.
I mean, I know, but I know that like a lot of stuff they release like half games or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It says Pikmin 4, so
Yeah.
I assume it's the next main title.
Let's go.
Octopath Traveler 2, if
Oh, yeah.
people are fans of that.
I played the demo of
I'll
that.
pass.
One thing that I wish I'd saw when it was, so there's a new Fire Emblem game coming out.
Yeah,
I did see
Engage.
those.
Yeah, Fire Emblem Engage, which is so there was a couple leaks a few months ago about they actually have this Fire Emblem game ready to go, like, and then they showed off some the leakers, I guess, showed off some snapshots of the supposed Fire Emblem game, and it had like the red and blue hair, like that the protagonists, I guess, now are revealed to have.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, and I was like, this does not look like a Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
But apparently it's real. And
Yeah.
So I watched the trailer with no audio.
that's weird.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
know.
weird decision.
Like I don't remember why. I think I was watching
You
it.
were like on a bus or something.
Yeah, I think I was like at work or something. But what is Marth doing?
So it looks like they have these emblem rings, and they can summon because they say they're fighting the Fell Dragon,
Yeah.
and they have these emblem rings that they can summon the heroes of the past. Like
Oh.
Sigurd was there,
Oh really? I only saw Marth.
and that's kind of cool because it's kind of like Warriors, but Warriors was mostly about Marth, and then the 3DS things.
Yeah.
games. So not a lot of other heroes got a lot of play, but this one seems like they're giving light to more obscure protagonists. And I guess that could be cool, but I don't know. I love Fire Emblem games, but something about this one I'm just kind of like, I
It
don't know.
doesn't look good. Or like it doesn't look bad, but I guess like the visuals, everything. I don't know. Looks very like too clean.
I don't know. I just think it looks a little corny and not as engaging, which is ironic because it's called
Yeah.
Engage.
Yeah.
That was a cool joke thing that I made.
Do you think someone's gonna get engaged?
I'm sure they'll have a support system.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a chaotic mess of a lot of things. That's what I'm worried about, is that it's just going to be a chaotic mess.
I hope they don't focus too much on just like, look, the heroes of old, and like, do your own story, dude. But I
Yeah.
guess if it's continuing the storyline of Marth, and Chrom and all those heroes,
Lucinda.
yeah, and I guess that's cool. But
Yeah.
who knows? I'm definitely gonna get it because that's like the only reason I have a Switch now is 'cause to play Fire Emblem games.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll probably get it too. But
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely watching it. Cause I like Fire Emblem games, but I don't know, something about this trailer. I was just like, I don't know. It looks kind of corny. But I guess that's what Fire Emblem is, a little bit of corny.
Did they show any gameplay?
Yeah, they showed gameplay. Because I was like, is this like a mobile thing? Is this like a Fire Emblem Heroes event?
I thought it was
no.
something like
But-
that too when I first heard of it.
And then they showed gameplay, and I was like, oh no, it's like an actual Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
Astonishing.
It just like doesn't feel like a main installment.
Yeah. And
Which,
yeah, to follow up Three Houses with this, I was kind of like,
yeah.
okay, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. And the character design for the main avatar player is very strange. Yeah, the red and blue
Yeah.
hair is very loud.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I guess that's cool. I don't know. I just wish they ditched the avatar character players.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be done right, and I hope they do it right. Because when it's not done right, it's so blaringly obvious that it's not right.
Yeah, I guess maybe it'll just be you'll just be a stand-in for Marth, and Marth will actually just be the main
Yeah.
character. But I don't know. We'll see. So, what have you guys been playing this week? Before we get to our main segment, I guess, talking about sequels.
Well, me and Tyler got into this new game called Omega Strikers.
We did.
It's an open beta. It's very fun.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I've just been doing DBD as usual on Skyrim. I've been playing modded Skyrim a bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Well, you'll be proud of me, Matherin. I
Oh.
started New Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was, I was staying up playing it, and I didn't get very far because I was called to Apex by
yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah.
One night.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And so I didn't play much of it, but I am determined to keep playing it.
Okay. I'm proud of you.
You guys can ask me what I've been playing.
Well, what have you been playing?
Oh, I'm so glad
playing?
you asked. But I beat a game, actually.
Oh.
I beat
congratulations.
Sekiro.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
After you talked about playing it, Tyler, I jumped back into it and got the hang of it, and then played through the whole thing and had a
Hey,
blast.
Beat it before I did. I'm kind of taking a break because I got a little lost. So
Yeah, I think it's really fun. I think some boss fights are kind of meh, but that comes with any Souls game.
yeah.
But yeah, I like it a lot. When you're fighting like someone with like a weapon, it just feels like two masters going at it, and it's
Yeah.
really satisfying when you land all your parries and hits and stuff.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the sound design and the effects of pairing are just so perfect.
Mhm. Yeah, it's very fun. I think especially the final boss, I just had such a blast fighting over and over again until I finally beat him. But
Yeah, I can't wait
It was
to
very
get there someday.
You'll get there. But that's kind of all I've been playing for the past 2 weeks. It's
Well,
just
you've
that-
been sick for one.
That's good. I've been really knocked out.
Nice. That's
And
good that you beat a game, though.
Have you guys been playing anything else?
Not much.
No, just Apex, and that's it.
Oh, one thing. Have you guys seen because Cyberpunk came out with their show,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Edge Runners?
I
I heard-
actually watched the first 2 episodes of that.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard it's been getting a lot of praise.
Yeah.
Netflix just seems to be knocking it out of the park with these animated video game adaptations.
Yeah.
Because they got Castlevania, Arcane, and now this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Didn't they come out with a Dota one? I don't think that did very well.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
probably.
I don't know. I might watch Edge Runners, but
I will watch it. But yeah.
I'll watch it right after.
Right now.
Do you guys want to get to our topic?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess we'll be talking about sequels in general.
Yeah.
Sequels, I like sequels in games. They're
Yeah.
very fun, and I like it when a game series continues and they just milk a franchise because that means more games for me to play.
Yeah,
Who's with me?
You're here.
No, I agree. It's definitely, if a game is a long time running with sequels in a franchise, then having sequels, you'll have your ups and downs, but it's those niche kind of games that I really enjoy, where they kind of experiment with it and go in different directions.
Mhm. Yeah, those are
Um,
the best sequels, the ones that experiment with its options, expand on its gameplay. And sometimes it's not good experimentation, but, they're learning something for their next game if,
Yeah.
they comes out with one.
Yeah, is there any particular sequels that you want to give light to? That you think just
Yeah, I think BioShock is a great example of experimental, sequels. Because you have the first one that kind of built this world. It's very. I don't really remember the first one because it's been a while, but it's kind of like linear.
Yeah.
And you're just like trapped in this scuba tank.
It's very claustrophobic.
And you have these enemies called Big Daddies, which are like the most interesting part. So then the sequel, BioShock 2, they expanded on that, and you actually get to play as a Big Daddy.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
just explore that.
Yeah.
And then the third one takes you in a whole nother.
Yeah, I don't even know how it's
Like-
connected to the other two, but it's my favorite out of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it when I'm glad they went with the more open, kind of steampunk airships and stuff. Just
Yeah.
makes it feel different and Infinite. But yeah, I think the sequels are pretty good in that game. I know a lot of people don't like Infinite because they didn't deliver on a lot of promises, but I think it's a fine game.
I mean, I didn't play it when it came out, so, I didn't know what the promises were, but coming back to play Infinite, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I went back and would watch some interviews of like when the game was coming up to release and what they were all saying they were doing in the game. I was like, that does sound pretty cool. It kind of sucks that they didn't go with that, but
Yeah.
oh well. One sequel I think is really good is Dead Space 2.
Mhm.
And that kind of, because the first one's pretty simple. You're just a silent protagonist going through this crazy adventure with a couple spunky
If you can
pals.
call it a crazy adventure.
Oh,
It's just more like
child.
maintenance on a ship.
Oh, child. Well, the second one has, the emotions are higher, the stakes are higher, the engagement is higher, the monsters are higher.
Yeah.
It goes bigger, but also goes deeper too.
Yeah, that's what you aim for.
And the third one then is interesting because it doesn't really, not really as good.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little underrated.
Yeah.
They just went a little more action.
That's what good sequels should do, is just expand on all the best parts of the first installment.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one had a lot of good going for it, from
Yeah.
what I hear. And the sequels just kind of expanded on that.
Maybe some of them expanded where they shouldn't have, but you know what?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's what happens. Now Dead Space is getting remade, so
Yes.
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 Yes. Any other sequels you guys want to? I know that there's plenty. I've got plenty in my tank.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Starhawk as one of my favorite sequels.
Oh, yes.
It's very similar, like I know we've said before, it's very similar to Titanfall 2 as a sequel, whereas it adds a story mode to the game
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
just overall improves the multiplayer. Starhawk just really spices things up in the multiplayer with like making it so that you can build stuff, and just the overall aesthetic is just so cool.
Yeah.
It's literally just like space cowboys fighting these alien zombie things.
Yeah.
And it's so cool.
I wonder how it would feel to go back and play that game now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely one of my favorite sequels, just because I feel like it does so well at branching out and being creative. Like if you're being creative in a sequel is what I enjoy the most
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in a sequel. So I was really happy to see them just kind of going all out with that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think going back to what you said, like Titanfall 2, I think deserves a little mention. I know we praise that game a lot, like
Yeah.
every week,
But it's literally one of the best team shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good. And this campaign has no right being that good and fun. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
They really
favorite
went
shooter
above and beyond.
campaign. Well, one of them.
huh?
It's like probably one of, if not my favorite
Oh.
shooter campaigns.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite.
It's just I love that they took criticism of the first game. Like 'cause the first game had a stupid campaign that was just the multiplayer.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was really dumb.
So, and then I'm glad they were like, yeah, we'll actually put a story in campaign, and we'll freaking add a story in campaign.
Yeah.
They just made it really good.
And now look at all the lore that's been added to
Yeah.
like Apex and stuff.
Yeah, now the lore is too much for me to handle.
Yeah, I don't even know what's happening anymore. But yeah.
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 Do you know what's also a really good sequel, guys? Little Big Planet 2.
That is
yes.
I love Little Big Planet 2. Little Big Planet 3 I think is fine, but something about Little Big Planet 2, I think they got the balance right.
true. Yeah. It was like simple, but like also like just expanded on things from the first game and
Yeah.
Mhm.
in a really well way. It didn't go too over the top like I think 3 did in a few places.
Yeah. it had a certain charm to it that really added to the overall aspect of the game, which is just, Little Big Planet has its charm oozing from it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they added more to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One franchise. We're kind of just jumping games, so I hope everyone's following along.
Yeah.
We're just talking sequels.
Yeah, we're just talking sequels, dude.
One franchise that has a lot of sequels, I think, the Resident and of Up and Downs is the Resident Evil franchise.
Yeah,
That is true.
I know we're all big fans of 7.
Oh yeah.
And that was one sequel that really changed the formula. And
7 and 8 are probably some of my favorite sequels.
Yeah.
Just not in just Resident Evil, but just in sequels in general. Just because I think that they do so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like they, their games before that, like 5 and 6, were getting stale and weren't that good. So then they just completely turned it like, let's go back to just like horror, and they really went all in on the horror in 7.
because 4 experimented with some more action, and I think they had a nice balance there. And then 5, I think, is fine and all right, but I think that it's kind of just meh. It kind of washes over you. And then 6, I think, just it feels so all over the place and unfocused that when you're playing, you're just kind of like, I don't really know what's going on, but
Yeah.
I'll keep playing. And then 7 is really like, let's just break this down and just make it a Resident Evil, like
Yeah.
a house and there's evil, and that's all I want. And then I think 8 does a good job as is direct sequel to 7, just expanding on that lore. And suddenly you're in a castle. And
Yeah. I
there's
love
some-
that. I love that they added like a theme to it, like this like fantasy and fairy tale theme to it,
Yeah.
yeah.
which makes it all the more creepier.
And how like how each kind of monster, I guess, has like their own type of horror. It's really cool.
Which installment of the Resident Evil franchise is your favorite?
Oh, I like 7 a lot,
Yeah.
but 8 I like because it gets a little more cornier and crazier.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of 4, and I love the remake of the sequels, like 2 and 3 remake. I think are pretty good. 2, obviously, I think is way better than what they did with the 3 remake.
Yeah, 3 was weird.
But I don't know if I'll count those as sequels because they're remakes to sequels, but I guess they're sequels of each other.
They're
so who
remakes
knows?
of sequels.
Yeah. I haven't played the original 2 and 3, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't either. But my favorite is 8. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right then.
All right. Yes, please, bro.
Yes.
Please speak up, Tyler. You look like you have something to say.
I just clearing my throat a little bit. Yeah, I think the Arkham games.
Oh, yes.
I think Arkham City really. It was like they had a little tester game with Arkham Asylum, and they came out with Arkham City, which was so big compared, and they just expanded it, and made it feel bigger, and you're in a city now, and you have a bunch of different side quests now. It feels like an actual game compared to Asylum. Asylum is still good, but it's very contained,
Yeah.
And then it's
And
just
some people might like that more, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, great if you do.
Yeah.
But they just blew out the walls with Asylum and
Yeah.
made City.
Yeah, and I think the open world can feel a little empty in those games, but
Mm-hmm.
with and then they released, there was Arkham Origins, but Arkham Knight is really the sequel to Arkham City. But I think Arkham Knight they also kind of made it go bigger to add the Batmobile.
Yeah.
And I think they focused a little too much on that Batmobile.
Yeah.
And that's nothing new to say. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. My one problem with City is the map, because it's in the middle. There's this big factory, and it's really hard to navigate around.
Oh, really?
Or it's not that hard because there's a tunnel you can
Is it
go
the
through.
I thought there was a big tower or
Or
something.
it was a big wall.
Yeah.
I need in a facility or something, but
I don't know.
I kind of find it hard to navigate around that because I just want to fly straight to my objective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Portal 2 is a really good sequel.
I haven't played Portal 1, so I don't know.
I haven't played Portal 1 either, but Portal 2 is really fun.
Portal 2 is good, so it's obviously a better sequel.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have no desire to play one because 2 is so good. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I saw a Geico commercial with Portal.
Okay, that's crazy. Moving on. I know.
Oh, sorry.
Rather?
Were you going to continue talking about Portal 2?
No, I don't have much to say about it.
Okay.
I guess what did you mention because I know a lot of people like it.
Yeah, I think a really good sequel. I'm going to talk about two different games with the same name. Battlefront 2 is like the original 2006 and the 2017, 18 version.
I think is it earlier than that?
Is it? I don't know. I don't remember, but I think both of those are good sequels for different reasons.
2017.
2017. Okay, yeah. The first, like the original 2006, just expanded on the world and how much you could explore each of them in a unique way. And they added like the different kinds of like factions of clones and stuff and battle droids. They just added so much more, and that's what made it so good.
Yeah.
So memorable. The Battlefront 2 of 2017, though, well, it was kind of easier to make as a sequel, I think, just because the Battlefront 1 remake that was made like earlier was not very good.
Yeah, it was a low bar.
Yeah, it was a pretty low bar, and like the Battlefront 2, its initial release was kind of meh, but over the years, it's become like a really competent game, like a game that a lot of people still enjoy. Like there's just so much to it now, and it's really good.
Yeah,
they've done really well with it now.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it much, but yeah, it's impressive to see that. I'm glad that they kind of fixed it. It sucks that they can't work on the game anymore.
Yeah,
because with all the Star Wars stuff coming out now. But
yeah,
I think for a sequel to the original new Battlefront, for the new first Battlefront, it's all they had to do was add clones, and it would have been better.
Yeah,
and like the prequel era, but. They I'm glad they were able to get the chance to work on it and fix their game.
Yeah.
Because on release there was a lot of problems. We don't talk about the campaign now.
Oh gosh.
Has anyone played it?
I know my little brother Tristan has. He played all the way through it, I think.
Probably in one day because it's really short.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I've never played it.
Yeah, nothing really memorable about it though.
Yeah. It's not a Titanfall 2 campaign. But the first one did have one, and then they were like, we'll add a freaking good campaign.
Yeah.
I know you guys haven't played these games, but speaking of sci-fi laser stuff, the Mass Effect games. So I played the first one, and I was like, this sucks. I hate it. It's boring and dated. And then I played the second one, and just having the characters like carry over in your my storyline, and like the storyline you made carry over. And everyone's motivations carry over to the sequel, and the sequel's just a little more polished and refined. I was like, wow, I actually see the appeal of these games now. I had to get through one game that I thought was pretty boring, but the sequel's like actually pretty fun and stuff. And I like the ending to that. I lost a lot of people because I didn't know what I was doing. But it's kind of, you actually feel like you're leading these team of soldiers that you've come to know and love. And then. And then the third one I think has better gameplay and just smoother gameplay overall, but I couldn't get into it that much maybe because I killed all my characters at the end of 2. But I think the second Mass Effect is a really good sequel, and I just like those overarching stories that carry on from sequel to sequel. I think that's impressive.
That's a really interesting aspect to add to those kinds of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really want to play Mass Effect, but after hearing your thoughts on it, like how it carries over, I might, go back and try the original trilogy.
Yeah, I just love the fact that it carries over, and then you reunite with characters, and it's like, hey, I remember you. Hey, I remember you too.
Hey.
Speaking of Mass Effect, though, I feel like we have to address the elephant in the room, which is Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love the game. I haven't played it, but I love seeing all the goofy clips.
That was my first Mass Effect game I played, and I didn't get very far. And then I played 1, 2, 3, and then I started Andromeda again. and it's so boring at the start of the game.
Oh man.
Because it's like, wow, here we are. You're the descendant of Shepard. Wow, this is crazy. Here's a ship. Let's go to planets. What you can do with planets. It's like, oh my gosh. There's nothing interesting that is happening right now.
Yeah.
So I just stopped playing it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you don't like a game, just stop.
But now it stares at me on my shelf.
Oh
every
yeah.
day.
God.
Apparently, I think they're working on a new Mass Effect team now.
I mean, probably.
They are.
Okay.
I know. I have willed it into existence. But no, they are. They showed something of Mass Effect, and knowing games nowadays, they'll just go back to what the original was and
Yeah.
bring
You know-
back Shepard or something.
No, this is like sequels, but it's also like news. But like, did you guys see the Grand Theft Auto 6 leak?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's one thing
yeah.
I forgot to bring up. Yeah, that leak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I only saw like a little bit of the leak. I mean, I've never played any Grand Theft Auto games, so I don't really care for the franchise. But that's like kind of rude.
I think there's also some Diablo 4 footage that was
Oh.
found. But yeah, I love when the leaks got released, and obviously it looks like crap because it's like they're testing the games and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And people are like, wow, this looks so unfinished and bad. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, it is unfinished. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
That's
It's
exactly
what are
literally
you talking-
unfinished.
Like the makers didn't mean for you to see it. Like it's not
Yeah,
polished.
can you imagine
Yeah.
them coming up to like the Game Awards and showing that? Here's all the lines of code and stuff, and here's
Yeah.
everything running janky, just testing a couple things. But yeah, I forgot to bring that up. That got
Yeah.
leaked.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
leak.
I'm sure it'll be a great sequel, though.
People are worried that that now they might delay it because I think that's one thing developers have done in the past. Like, oh, it gets leaked, then we're putting it on hold and working on
Mhm.
like we'll work on it
Yeah.
a little slower or something. I don't know, but I think they came out with a statement that said we're going through as planned and stuff, and we're still working on the game, and that was rude to leak.
Yeah, I think they said that
Yeah.
I think they said that they're not going to delay it.
Yeah, but knowing games, it'll probably get
Yeah,
delayed.
or they're not going to delay it
Yeah.
because of the leak, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, don't leak stuff. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine how bad the creators feel, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, it's a big game. Who cares?
So I wanted to talk about one of my favorite, not to derail that conversation about Grand Theft Auto.
It needed to be
Yeah, I
derailed.
know. Where we just all love Grand Theft Auto so much here. But one of my favorite game franchises and its sequels is the Fallout franchise. And I wanted to talk about 4 being like one of my favorite sequels and I would talk about New Vegas, but it's not really a sequel. It's
Yeah,
more of
we'll
a
save that for a
spin-off.
spin-off episode.
Yeah. It's more of a spin-off. But 4, I feel like, does a really good job at expanding on the other games, what little I've played of them, of like 1 and 3. And like the lore of each game, it implements, like, even from New Vegas, it implements every aspect of the lore into the world and just kind of expands on a different part of the world too, on like what's happening over here. Because I know I said before that the Institute from Fallout 4 was actually a thing in Fallout 3. It was just kind of like in one side quest though that was mentioned like once,
Mhm.
and then it's like the main villain in Fallout 4. Or I guess unless you side with them, but
Unless you agree with them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool in games like those when they like just plant seeds in their franchise that they could revisit if they wanted
Yeah,
to. Like
yeah.
just expand on that.
Yeah, I think Fallout 4 as like its own game I think it's pretty good and it gets a little too much hate. I don't think it's a very good like RPG, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Bethesda games, I don't feel like they're really good RPGs anyways. They're just fun to me at least.
Yeah.
They're fun little sandboxes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the settlement building that was introduced in Fallout because of that game. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense if you want to like role play, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
Build wacky stuff. I'm
Mhm.
glad that they were just like, let's go a little wackier and just kind of more fun. But
Yeah.
I haven't played 3 like too much. So
I haven't played any of them except for I've started New Vegas, like I said before.
didn't you play a little bit of 4?
Yeah.
No, I played 4. I meant
Yeah, okay.
I haven't played
Okay,
that.
Tyler.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, Tyler.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking of that, I guess sticking with Bethesda, I think Skyrim's a good sequel to Oblivion because I didn't really like Oblivion.
Because it kind of sucks.
It's really ugly. I've heard the story. I like the story to Oblivion. I wish I could play through it because it sounds really cool. But I couldn't get through that game. And I think maybe I just grew up with Skyrim, so I love Skyrim. And then I think Morrowind's not very good and really dated.
Yeah, it
But
is
I-
very dated.
I've heard they're better stories than Skyrim, and I don't doubt that because I think Skyrim's main story isn't very good. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I think Skyrim's a good sequel to those games, but I don't have a lot to say to it because I haven't played a lot of those games. I guess the little I've played, I think I like Skyrim the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it definitely does the best at expanding on its like just its mechanics as a game, which the other games were pretty dated, so they kind of needed an
Well,
update.
Oblivion had like you could make your own spells and stuff.
Oh yeah, that is true.
sounds sick.
I think people can assassinate you in bed while you're sleeping. Skyrim doesn't have that. But they have other
Oh.
stuff. They have dragon shouts. That's cool.
True.
I think the spell creating was really overpowered though.
Yeah, it sounded like fun though.
Yeah, that would be cool.
One franchise that has been,
clawing at
here
You. Oh.
forever. It's the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Oh my
I
I
goodness.
want to bring it up. I think
Now, see, a franchise like that, sorry to cut you off, a franchise with, like, obviously there's, I guess you could say, like, the numbered are sequels, but are they really sequels, though? Like, Final Fantasy, they don't have a lot to do with each other, like the Fire Emblem games. So are they sequels or just new installments? Like, obviously, like, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn is a sequel to Path of Radiance.
I guess they're just new installments.
Yeah, but some of them are sequels.
Yeah, like Black Flag and they might like intertwined. I don't know if you. Well, I mean it's a sequel.
I
'cause
mean,
it came
Rogue
after.
is, like, directly connected.
Yeah,
But Rogue is more of a spin-off than, like, a sequel, I guess. But it's, like, a
I guess.
direct continuation.
but it is the same like gameplay, and they're still improving
We'll say they're
it,
sequels.
adding it. But Syndicate is my favorite just because of the time period. But I get bored of Assassin's Creed games pretty easily. But recently, I think they're getting a little bit more experimental with their games. Like Valhalla, I heard that the combat's a lot more meatier.
Yeah, I've played. I started Origins, whatever the Egyptian one was. Origins, right? And then,
yeah,
and it seemed like more. It seemed more not just press buttons and counter. It seemed a little bit more like dynamic, the combat with what they've done with it. But I get like you, I get bored with the Assassin's Creed games. Yeah, so I can't really play them.
yeah.
The last one I played was Syndicate, like fully.
Yeah, the only Assassin's Creed game that I played was this one on the PSP. And
Was it a sequel?
it was I don't know if it was a sequel or a spin-off, honestly, but I just remember it being super janky. Like what I would do is just aggro the guards, go to this one rooftop that I could jump over, but they didn't have the AI to do that, so they'd just fall off of the rooftop and die.
Yeah.
And I would just stand there. Yeah, it was quirky. It was dumb fun. That's all I have to say about it, really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I started with Revelations on Assassin's Creed, so I didn't play the original trilogy. I've heard Assassin's Creed 2 is amazing and way better than the first one, so
Yeah.
for all you Assassin's Creed fans, there's your mention.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep my eye on Assassin's Creed because I think they are trying to evolve. And
Assassin's Creed Evolve.
Assassin's Creed. That's the next game. Called
It's
it.
just, I have like, or what's the Greece one called?
Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
Odyssey, yeah.
Like that one would be cool because I like
See that one had.
mythology, but
Yeah, I don't really think it has anything like. I don't think it gets too.
crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I haven't played it. But I did see that there's like it's like a mechanic where there's like different like targets, and you go assassinate. And that's like how you progress as you assassinate, which then like you actually feel like an assassin. But that seems like it would get repetitive depending on like the people because it seems like a lot. Like how could you differentiate them?
Yeah.
But
Another series that's been around for a while.
yeah,
Halo.
Halo's a big one.
Mhm. I'm going to not talk about Halo Reach because that's kind of like New Vegas of the Halo
Yeah.
franchise, I think.
the only Halo game that I haven't played is 2.
2 is really good and a better sequel than 1. 3, I think, is better than 2. Maybe some people don't agree with that, but I think 3 is better than 2. 4 is not better. I like some of the ideas in 4 and like how they were kind of like, let's focus on what Keith is and stuff. So I like the ideas they introduced. I hate the art design in that game.
Mhm.
I don't like the redesigns of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. like what you're introducing, and then 5 was just a clusterfuck.
It really
It's like I
was.
don't know what's going on, and it's too much, and I don't care about these characters, and I don't really know what's going on, so I'm done.
I think it tried to get too like cool, you know.
Yeah, and then Halo Infinite is a sequel to a game that doesn't even exist.
Oh yeah.
It's like a sequel to Halo Wars.
I guess, yeah. It's kind of like a spin-off to Halo Wars too.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Yeah.
Because I played Halo Infinite, and they're talking about all this stuff that happened, and I'm like, oh, this must be in Halo 5 because I didn't finish Halo 5, and then I like watched videos on Halo 5, and it ends in a cliffhanger, and I was like, okay, so it doesn't. The stuff that you get a cliffhanger in Halo 5 that doesn't get resolved. It just gets resolved off screen and then gets explained to you in Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
They just like
Yeah.
decide we don't like no one likes where we're going with Halo, so let's just like scrap it and just start anew.
Yeah. And I think Halo Infinite I like as a sequel to 5, I guess if you can call it that. Then I like the gameplay changes they make, but they just didn't do the story's like nothing in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of Keith just messing around on this planet
Yeah.
and dealing with Halo Wars 2. But
Yeah.
Uh,
To me, like Halo 3 is like the standard
yeah,
like Halo game. So
I think Halo Reach is the best, but we're not talking about spin-offs.
true.
But yeah, I think Halo 3 has the most fun campaign.
Yeah.
So that original trilogy, I think, just gets better and better.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah. Another big series too I wanted to talk about is Fire Emblem. I know we had a whole episode dedicated to it, but I want to more talk about its bad sequels.
Yeah, we can get into the bad. We're running out of time here. Well,
Yeah.
we still got like 20 minutes, but we need to talk about some bad sequels.
Yeah. For Fire Emblem, like it has a lot of ups and downs. And its downs really reach an almost unbearable point at their lowest. And I feel like Fates is really like at the lowest.
Are those sequels or are they just different
I don't-
timelines?
I don't know. It's hard to tell with them because like there's no like 1, 2, 3 like numerical order for
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. It's just they're like each game is kind of their own thing.
Yeah, like you can like there's some obvious ones like Blazing Blade is a prequel to Binding Blade,
Yeah.
and then Thracia and Genealogy are obviously sequels. And then
Mhm.
Mystery of the Emblem and Shadow Dragon are sequels. And
Yeah.
I guess Awakening is the sequel to Mystery of the Emblem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like far in the future.
Yeah, but
Um,
I think I think the Fates games. Then I don't think they're very good, especially after Awakening. Well, no, Echoes came out after Shadows of Valentia came out after
Yeah.
Fates as a remake
Yeah. Yeah.
to Gaiden, and
Yeah, Fates is just so much went wrong there. I know we already talked about it, so I won't talk about it too much. But as sequels, they're kind of like sequels of each other in a way, I guess.
I think they're just different paths. I guess.
Yeah, there's kind of different paths, which is a cool concept, but it's executed so
They
poorly.
didn't need to back it in like 3 different games.
Yeah, yeah.
I think.
so now what's really going on? You need to buy 3 different games.
I think Three Houses is amazing at what they did.
Yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
what Fire Emblem should have been for a long time.
Yeah.
yeah, just like more of a management kind of thing.
Management, yes.
A management- like more focus on the management of like team building and connections and engagement.
Yeah. And interesting story and good level designs and gameplay and stuff. It's
Yeah,
it does everything that a Fire Emblem game should do. And it's a
Mhm.
good sequel, I guess. It's a sequel.
Just sequel to my heart. I don't know.
Is there any bad sequels you guys want to talk about?
Um,
I got one.
Okay. What is it?
I don't think The Last of Us Part 2 is anywhere near as good as Part 1.
Oh yeah.
I think gameplay-wise, Last of Us 2 is amazing and one of the most realistic games you'll play. But in terms of story, it was really disappointing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I respect it, I guess, for having the balls to do what they've done.
Yeah.
But it's just not very interesting to play. And by the end of it, I'm just left feeling... So that's what it was all for.
Yeah.
I know what it was all for. And it took you this long of just Like, see, this is what happens when revenge happens.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. You really said your piece.
It's like one big lecture.
And it just, yeah, it's not satisfying narratively, and there's just some weird moments. I don't understand the structure of it, why you play as Ellie, who you're emotionally invested in, and then it gets to this climactic scene, and then it switches to the antagonist's perspective, it's Abby, and you have to play like these long segments of what she went through during what you were doing as Ellie. And I didn't need any of that. That could have been a DLC that if I
Yeah.
cared about the story, I could have bought and played that. But I didn't care about that segment.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, wow, look how good Abby is.
Yeah.
And like everyone has their own side to their story. They're all just survivors. And like, okay, like, I wish Joel was here, but okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I don't like Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah. Going off like kind of survival zombie games, Dying Light 2 is one. It's like kind of an enigma for me
Yeah.
because I really enjoy it, but I also think that the first one's a lot better in many ways. So I'm not really sure like where I stand on Dying Light 2 exactly. I think it's fun and I think it's a good game, but as a sequel, it's kind of just strange.
Yeah, I think the story falls flat in a lot of places.
Yeah, but they do plan to expand on it with DLCs and whatnot. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm glad that they went really like vertical with the sequel. So like
Yeah.
with skyscrapers
Oh, yeah.
and stuff that you can
That was cool.
climb in,
Um,
the paragliders.
But I don't. Yeah, the city didn't really feel visually interesting to me. The old
Yeah.
skyscrapers kind of looked the same to me.
I do like that. I do like the setting up too. And
Well, yeah, I like the idea of like a big city, but visually,
also the night. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess visually it didn't really interest me. And like, yeah, what you were gonna say, the night thing.
The
Yeah.
night sucks in the sequel.
Yeah,
like
in the first one it's so tense. In the sequel, it only gets tense after a certain point.
they did like this GTA thing with stars. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so level 3. And
Yeah.
it just made nighttime feel so, like, when I started to, I was like, okay, night's coming. I know how bad that is. I'm going to sleep through it. And then, so I played more, and you play more nights and stuff. It's just kind of like, this night isn't really that dangerous.
Yeah.
Like,
It feels way like with the stars thing and like, ooh, more like they see you, now you gotta run. It feels like too scripted. With Dying Light, how they were just like the first one, they were just like lurking. What are they called? The
Volatiles.
volatiles were just like lurking about, and it feels like you feel like a survivor, like an actual survivor against these creatures.
Yeah,
But-
and and it's like when in the first game, if you make a noise at night, you're like, crap, like I gotta get out of
Mhm.
here. And then the mini map shows you just all the targets casing you,
yeah, the mini map
and you gotta
was done so well in the first one.
you have to like run away from them, and you have to make sure you land every jump, every move as fast as possible to get away from these things. In the sequel, I was like, well, I need to kill volatiles for like crafting materials or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would summon them, and then like 2 come out, and I'm like, okay, I'll kill them, and then I have to wait for more just to reach me. I'm like, this is not what night should be,
Yeah.
especially if you're set in a giant city. Like, where's all the volatiles?
Yeah.
And then they have
Yeah.
like these like special boss fights, I guess.
Oh my god.
And I was so excited when I saw them on the map, and then went to the second one. It's the exact same. It's like, oh
Yeah.
crap! They're just the exact same boss fight for scattered around the map.
Yeah, that was so disappointing.
That's not very cool. I'm fine with them. Like, guns aren't really a thing in the sequel. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you could take the guns out. The first game, I didn't really use guns.
I mean, I think
they're
guns
very
are-
high risk, high reward.
I think they're
because-
really overpowered.
like they were meant to be overpowered, but they also were super loud, so they always attracted
Yeah.
things. Like that was
Yeah.
their biggest drawback.
Right, but it was like
I like what the sequel did with, like, its class building. How you could, like, if you equip this armor, it's more equipped for, like, a ranger, so you get more bows, like, speciality stuff. And then, like, this one's more for a tank and medic and stuff. That's kind of cool if you're, like, playing with friends and building up your class. I think
Yeah.
is fun.
yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think the first game, was maybe a little more tighter in some aspects and made it a more enjoyable experience, because especially the nights sequence.
Mhm.
But maybe the sequel I didn't like more. I don't know. Maybe if I went back to the first
Yeah,
game.
I think it was a bad sequel. I'm putting it down.
Oh my goodness.
Dying
Do you
Light
ha-
2, bad sequel.
Do you have any sequels that you want to bring up as being not very good? A lot of people say Dark Souls 2 isn't as good as the first one. I think it's better. Moving on.
Hot takes. I don't really play sequels. No.
Yeah.
I
When I played, because everyone loves Resident Evil, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah.
It's regarded as one of the best sequels ever. And I played it, started it, and it was a little too much for me. So I played the first one because I was like, this will be more arcadey and stuff. And it's more arcadey and kind of fun, I guess. But I don't know. I can't say if I prefer one or the other more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 really sucked. At least like the start, because like we robbed this chance, like that's cool. Then it's like, let me teach you how to hunt, and
Oh
we
my gosh,
walk
yeah.
down the thing. It's like, there's the bear, now track the tracks, and we
Yeah.
walk. He's like, let me tell you a story of my whole life.
Put the bear
It's
on
very-
the horse and skin the bear. Hey, this guy.
And make sure you cut out the right pattern.
Yeah.
Like so tedious.
It's a very cinematic take to gaming, and I personally I played through a lot of Red Dead 2 without having played the first one, and I enjoyed it. You know,
Mhm.
I didn't actually get like fully through it though, but I enjoyed the story aspects of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've heard the story is great, and I'm sure with the cinematic take, like they
Yeah.
really go hard.
Yeah.
It's just gameplay wise.
Yeah, gameplay, it definitely needs. It's one of those games where you feel like this could be super fun if they just didn't have some of these bogged down mechanics on like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like-
maybe some people like that.
I think the wanton mechanic frustrated me so much because it's like I want to do dumb, fun stuff, and yet I have to go pay it off or something.
I can't just be a criminal.
yeah, like come on, it's like my GTA stuff where they just let me go whenever I get out of their sight.
Yeah. God of War, the PS4 version, it's a really good sequel to the trilogy.
Yeah,
Because those first three games, and they mushed together because I played them back to back. But I think I'll just say three's the best one. That's my take. But I think PS4 is the best God of War game out of the original three. I think three's the best. So that sequel is interesting because it explores Kratos as a character, and he's like, yeah, this Kratos guy is kind of a monster.
Yeah.
Like, how do we make this guy sympathetic? And like, he's a terrible dude, and the PS4 game knows that, so they really just drive it home that this guy's terrible, and he's kind of hiding from his past and all that. But
Yeah.
it's I think it does a lot of things, and plus it's so different from those other games that
Mhm.
it's just a refreshing take and a lot more cinematic, but you don't have to skin a bear and then put on your horse and get salt to a guy.
Yeah, they definitely amped up the gameplay and made that a lot of fun too. So, and they took a lot of aspects of the story and took it in a new direction. So yeah, it was a fantastic sequel.
Yeah. I guess another series I'll bring up is the Devil May Cry series. The second one sucks. It's a terrible sequel. Everyone knows that. 3's really good though. 4's, I forget.
Yeah, the first three kind of meshed together for me. I don't think I finished 4, but 5 is really good.
5 is amazing.
Yes.
Oh, let's think. We go old. Castlevania games. Super Castlevania 4 is amazing.
Never played Castlevania.
3 is really good, but 4 is better.
Okay.
Yeah. And
2, I can't. I think I like 1 more than 2 because I didn't know what to do in 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
that's
about-
not true. I just played Castlevania again. Somebody the night.
It's Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the Night. Greatest sequel of all time. Oh my god.
What game is that sequel to? I don't know. Rondo of Blood? Sure.
The one with Richter.
Well, that's Rondo of Blood, but did what game come out between that or not? I don't know. It's definitely a sequel and story-wise to Rondo of Blood, though.
Yes. Yes.
What about the Mario games?
Oh.
Super Mario Galaxy?
2.
Is it better than 1?
I didn't play Super Mario Galaxy 2, but I liked it more.
Which one is in the 3D All-Star pack? Is that
The
one?
first one.
That one was really fun.
Yeah. The second one is linear. More linear.
Linear.
Because it's like the map. It's like a standard like Mario 2D map where you like go across. Like honestly, I kind of like more.
Yeah, Super Mario World's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what was the one before that. Super Mario 3. Super Mario 3 is also really good, but I like World more. Super Mario 3 is way better than 2 though.
Yeah. Was it 2 or 3 that was like?
Well, in 2, in Japan, they have like actual Mario 2, but the West got
A reskinned.
the West got a different game that was reskinned to be Mario.
Yeah, which is so weird. But.
Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
What Legend of Zelda games?
Majora's Mask is.
Is that after Ocarina of Time?
Yeah. Majora's Mask is one of my favorite games, like just in the Legend of Zelda series, probably of all time, honestly. Even though I haven't completely finished it.
Maybe it really goes downhill at the end.
No, I doubt that. It's just its mechanics are so unique, and it's just so much fun to play through. I had a much more fun in it than when I was playing it than throughout my entire experience of Ocarina of Time. Even
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun in Ocarina of Time, but
Yeah, I played a lot of Ocarina of Time.
I've started a lot of Legend of Zelda games like Ocarina,
yeah,
Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, and I've only beat Breath of the Wild because I'm not a huge fan of Legend of Zelda games, so I can't say much about if the sequel's better.
Yeah.
I used to not like Wind Waker, but now I do.
Oh, cool.
It's like a relaxing game. And then it also gets really intense in the final boss fight.
Yeah.
Final boss fight is very memorable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what's a really memorable game? Silent Hill 2. That's a great sequel.
No, it wasn't. I don't really remember that one.
Well,
much.
you didn't play it, that's why.
Oh.
So, yeah, Pac-Man World 2. I'm sure that's better than the first one. Pac-Man World 3 is not as good as 2.
Spyro 2 is not as good as 1.
Yeah.
They added weird furries.
Spyro 3 is a skateboarding game. Oh, Skate 2 is better than Skate 1. though.
Oh yeah.
Skate 3, though? I don't know if that's better than 2. I don't
But
think so.
Skate?
The new one? I can't. Who's to say?
Let's find out.
But yeah, no, Silent Hill 2 is really good. That one's kind of like disconnected because Silent Hill 3 brings it back to 1, and Silent Hill 2 is like its own story.
What about Evil Within 2?
Evil Within 2 is really good, better than the first one. Yeah, that's a better sequel.
I'm sure it is.
Fatal Frame, I haven't finished 2. It's too scary. I've heard 2 is better than 1, but man, it's hard to get through.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go. What about? I think Black Ops 3 is more fun than 2.
I had a lot of fun with
except
Black
the
Ops 3.
zombies. Black Ops 2 Zombies was way better than 3.
Do you know what's an underrated Call of Duty game? Ghosts.
Ghosts. Yeah, I agree.
I think the story's fine. But I think the multiplayer's not fun.
I don't remember the multiplayer, but I think the story is the most memorable Call of Duty story that I've played.
Is Ghosts one where you can call down the big mech, or is that Advanced Warfare?
That's
Or
Advanced
can you
Warfare.
also do that?
The Ghosts is like when it starts out in space and everyone dies, and then you're running through the city and all the ground is like breaking. and
Ghosts
stuff.
is the one with the dog.
Yeah.
Ghosts. is
Advanced Warfare is, I think. Advanced Warfare is like one of my favorite, even though I know it's not widely.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. It's bad, but it's my favorite just because of how much dumb fun you can have in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Cold. I always forget about Black Ops 4 because I
Yeah.
didn't buy that one, but I bought Cold War.
Cold War has a fun campaign. I really like the campaign in Cold
Oh, I've
War.
not played the campaign, but I played the zombies mode and that was fun. And then the multiplayer was fun for like a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets old fast.
And I was like, yeah, this is a waste of money. I'm never buying another Call of Duty game again.
Yeah.
And that's that. What about Borderlands though? Borderlands 2 is way better than 1. 3 is
Yeah.
not as good though.
3, yeah. I mean, like, I wonder if it's just because like of when we played it.
Yeah.
But yeah, second one.
2, we were at the prime age of like that immature.
Yeah.
Prepubescent.
But yeah, right. Yeah, the second game is the best Borderlands game.
Doom Eternal's really good.
Yeah.
Better than Doom.
Yeah,
2016.
Doom, the 2016 Doom had a kind of an anticlimactic ending.
Yeah, and it was also the level design in Doom Eternal is way better because
Mhm.
Doom, I didn't really like how you walk forward and then gets closed off into a room, fight a bunch of guys.
Yeah, Doom Eternal is a lot more like
Yeah, like
run
'cause
and gun.
even like the original Dooms, because you could run across like the entire map super fast, but then the 2016 Doom, you get closed off in a room. I'm like, not about that.
Yeah.
Doom Eternal is really cool though, because you're on Earth and it's all destroyed in Hellscape.
And then you go off planet.
You go to hell, and then you go to other places. You go to that Sentinel planet or whatever.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't really like Sentinels.
I like how Doom Eternal combines like explored the lore of Doom too.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
weird. It's like a broken lore, but then Doom Eternal like fixes it in like such a weird way.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
weird.
I think Just Cause 4 is not as good as 3. But I mean, it
Like-
might be because I didn't play a lot of Just Cause 4. I saw the tornado, and then I was like,
That's
I've
all it
seen
has to
everything I
offer.
needed to see.
Yeah.
I've seen everything I need to see.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
never played 2 or 1 or 1 and 2.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people like 2 more than 3, but they're probably wrong.
Yeah, they usually are.
What about Lego Star Wars 2?
Oh my gosh, yes. Lego Star Wars 2.
Now, Lego Star Wars 2 is the original, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
Not
always
the prequel
forget.
trilogy.
Just
Yeah.
think, 4, 5, 6 is 2.
Yeah, that had a much more memorable hub world to me.
The,
The canteen instead
Yeah.
of the
Do, do, do,
Dexter's
do, do,
Diner.
do, do, do.
Yeah.
yeah,
And you could create your own characters in it too. I love that.
I love that.
yeah. I don't even remember what the hub world was in the first one. If
It
there
was Dexter's Diner.
And then,
Yeah.
like, some other stuff, too.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't. You were a baby.
Dude, I'm not a baby.
I think Infamous 2 is better than Infamous 1. But Infamous Second Son, but that's more of a spin-off, so I won't say what I was going to say.
We're gonna say Infamous Second Son is better than Infamous.
1 and 2, yeah. It's better. No, the story sucks, but the gameplay is way more fun. It's
I
like
guess-
Spider-Man, dude.
Yeah, I guess like the voice acting in Infamous Second Son.
Yeah.
It's good voice acting.
I wish the story was crazier.
Yeah.
Any other sequels? I know people probably... The Witcher 3 is probably way better than 2.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Half-Life 2 is
But-
probably amazing.
Back to Infamous. Do they go to space in Infamous?
No.
Okay.
I think something might come from space. Something comes from the future.
I don't know. I guess I always imagine them going to space.
That sounds romantic, but I don't think they go to space.
Okay.
And Infamous Second Son, you go to like the TV world.
True. It's kind of like space, I
Kind
guess.
of crazy. Any other sequels while we're winding down?
Sonic.
Comes to mind.
Sonic. I haven't played any Sonic
I've only
games.
played
Sorry.
Mania.
Sorry, I can't say a lot. I'm sure Persona 5 I'd like more than 4. Just because I'm controversial like that.
Is that controversial?
I think people like say 3 and 4 have better stories. Persona 5 though has probably better gameplay.
Better style.
Better style. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate
It's a-
is a sequel.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than all the others.
It's just like kind of a better installment every time, kind of.
Kinda.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
guess. I don't know. I can't say.
Yeah.
I like them because I've only played Brawl 4 and then Ultimate. So yeah,
That's
to
so
me
weird.
they get better.
Sorry, it's called 4.
Yeah.
You can call it Smash Wii. You. Injustice 2 though. Now that we're on
Ooh.
fighting games.
Yeah.
yeah.
The story to
Injustice-
Injustice 2 I don't like as much.
No. But I think,
Or do I like? I like Injustice 2. This fighting thing.
yeah. I like how it
The-
gave options with customization.
Yeah,
Because like it does add stuff, but then like you can turn it off, which is better.
And some of their designs are a little wacky.
Yeah.
I haven't played any Mortal Kombat games besides 11.
Yeah.
So I can't say.
That's probably better than all the rest.
Probably. I guess like the gear aspect of what they're doing, where you can change individual parts and customize your fighters. It's very cool.
Sorry if you
Yeah.
hear hammering.
There's
There's
some construction going on
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
I mean, it's time to wrap things up.
Yeah.
I also, whose turn is it to recommend a game this week?
No, mine.
Did you do it last
I don't know, it's been
time?
like 3 weeks.
It's been a couple of weeks. We'll just say it's Tyler's turn.
What?
Wait, no. I think it wasn't it my turn?
Didn't you do it last? I think it's Ryan's turn.
Well, I did it last, but our last
Our
recording.
recording failed, so
Yeah,
yeah,
recording
it would be
failed.
my other turn. Why don't you leave the viewers? We leave you guys, viewers, listeners, with a little recommendation of get a game to play for the week. And
Okay.
it's Matherin's turn.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's Matherin's turn.
Yeah,
I like
I-
that you responded as the voice of the listener.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but
Okay. But yeah,
so
Matherin, what do you recommend for the us and the listeners?
I
That'd be
recommend
good.
Shadow of War. It's just
Oh, that's a sequel.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
yeah, keep it on
sequel
theme.
Shadow of Mordor. It is a very fun game.
It is.
Super fun building your armies, and expands a lot on the first
It's like
one.
if Assassin's Creed was fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Best way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Actually,
Actually,
I think it's on Game Pass.
Yep.
it is, but not Mordor.
Mordor isn't
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor is not, but War is.
Interesting.
weird.
But you don't need to play the first one.
Yeah. Don't worry. You can just jump right in. You might miss some things of the story, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna be more focused on the gameplay, anyways.
Which is very fun.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
recommendation. Well, should we close out the show?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get started. How do I do this? Thank you everyone for listening so much.
Yeah.
Sorry we were away for a couple weeks. We'll be back next week. I don't know
Yeah.
what we'll talk about.
Yeah. Thanks
Your
for joining
mom.
us with sequel September.
Spin-off September.
Spin-off September. Maybe we'll talk about spin-offs next week.
yeah.
Kind of want to talk about some. There's a lot. But yeah, thanks again for listening. If you want to message us anything, we do have an email. It's very cool. checkpointcornerpod@gmail.com. If you could leave us with a nice little review, we'd really appreciate that.
Mhm.
It helps us out a lot. But yeah, we'll hopefully be back next week and we'll get back on schedule. But yeah, thanks again for listening and thank you guys for being here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, now get out of my house. All right, see you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.